moment, or whether you're going to be watching this on the recording at some later date. If you didn't get my previous note, then you're going to need 2 myofascial balls or tennis balls or apples or something of similar shape and firmness, and you're going to need a brick to pop your head on at the beginning of the class, and we're just going to start with some myofascial work. This week we're focusing on the spine. So I want you today to think about the spine not just being that long piece of apparatus at the center of the body that we think about, but also that line of energy that travels from the base of the skull up through the soft palate of your mouth and then up through the crown of your head. So just come down. We're going to start, like I said, with some myofascial work. So bring your brick about 1/3 of the way down your mat, and then grab your 2 balls. And I want you to place the 2 balls somewhere in the middle of the mat, 1/2 inch or so apart. And this will depend on the size of your body. But you want to have them far enough apart so that they can sit just on either sides of your spine. And then you're going to bring yourself down onto your back. And the first point that we're going to work with today is on either sides of the spine, right at the top of the back, between the shoulder blades. So you're going to bring yourself down and just find a place right at the top. You want to avoid having the balls sticking out, so they don't want to be higher than the shoulders, but right up in that upper portion behind your scapula, and then just bring the brick like a little pillow underneath the head there. And just give yourself a moment or so just to get comfy and bring the weight of the body down onto the props. And if you want to, you can just shut your eyes for a moment here. And take a couple of deep breaths. And as you hold, become aware of that central channel of the body, the spine. And you can run your attention from the tailbone all the way up through the neck. And then I want you to take your tongue, and I want you to place the tongue just on the soft palate of the mouth. And if you're not sure where that is, just run your tongue from the back of your teeth backwards on the roof of your mouth until you get to that piece of tissue which is kind of softer. I want you to just become aware of that place of the soft palate. You're going to be working with that a lot today. Thinking of the soft palate as an extension of the spine that leads to the crown of the head. Good. And then keeping in this position with the weight on the balls, just begin to bring the arms out to the side and then across them over the body. Making kind of little gentle circles here, kind of cross body movements with the arms. So you can feel the different layers of the fascial tissue gliding across one over the other. Good, take another couple of breaths. And then just allow the arms to rest down the side of the body. Stay where you are on the balls. And then we're going to move up the mat, and the balls are going to move down the spine. So just pick your head off your brick and move the brick back a couple of inches. And then shift yourself on the balls down just a couple of inches. So you're kind of in the mid part of the shoulder blade area now. So just an inch or so below where you were. And again, take a couple of breaths just to allow yourself to sink into the balls, and then taking the arms and making those circles again. And if the arm circles feel too strong for you, if the sensation is too much, then you can just have the arms rest down the sides of your body. Just take a couple of breaths there. And then if you're moving the arms, bring them down, rest them down the sides of the body. Inhale. Exhale. And then we're going to move to the next spot. So you're going to move your brick again back an inch or so. You're going to move up your mat. So your balls are going to move down your spine. And this third spot is right on the point where, ladies, you will find your bra strap, or gents, somewhere where you might wear a heart rate monitor. So that right lower portion of the shoulder blades. And again, the arm movements might be useful here. So you can move the arms around. Or like I said, if you prefer to leave the arms just down the side body without the movement, then that's also fine. Good. And then just release the arms if you're moving them. Take another couple of breaths. And then our fourth spot is going to be right on the bottom of the rib cage. Now, this spot can be quite tender for a lot of bodies, so just be kind to yourselves. You might want to kick your brick down for your head a notch if you've got it up high. Roll yourself up again, move the balls down. And this point, like I said, is right at that part of the rib cage at the bottom, so like your bottom rib. Quite low in the body. And just have the arms for this point resting down the sides of the body. So we're not going to take that movement with the arms on this point. Just have the arms rest down the side body and see if you can begin to soften the reaction of your tissues. So notice if you're kind of holding or resisting the balls in any way, and just see if you can soften there. So you're really allowing the balls to penetrate into these layers, these microscopic changes that we make through this fascial work. Good. One more breath. And then you'll probably want to remove the brick for the next one. So take the brick out from underneath the head. Lift the hips and just move the balls down so they're in the deepest part of the lumbar spine. So the deepest part of the curve of your lumbar spine. And again, you can just take a few breaths resting initially. Now, for some of you, this might be, you might not have that much sensation, and it's important not to chase sensation, but if you want a little bit more, you could bring the knees into touch. So just have the knees fall into touch in constructive rest. Or for some of you, you might want to even bring the legs up so that you're resting on the balls. And you want to avoid hugging the knees in. You just want to have them so that they kind of sit right on top of you. You can have the hands there just to support you. And take a couple of deep breaths. Maybe you can take a little rock from side to side, moving, shifting from left to right side. Good. And then come back to center. Breathe in. Bring the feet slowly back down. And then you're going to prop yourself here up on your forearms. And then you're going to lift your hips. And you're just going to begin to roll yourself forward and back on the balls. So it's a little bit like a kind of spongy effect. You can visualize a sponge and you're trying to squeeze the fluid out of your sponge. So you're moving up and down. Just kind of working through that whole thick layer of tissue at the base of the back. And you might find also that the balls on this one kind of shift out to the side. So you might need to just lift the hips sometimes and pop them back in. Good, take one more breath here. Inhale. And then bring yourself down. Just remove the balls. Lay them off to one side. And bring yourself all the way onto your back. And just come into Shavasana. So you're lying flat down in Shavasana. Take your attention back to the base of your spine. And then just follow it with your awareness upwards until you reach that point where the neck meets the base of the skull. And then from there, take your awareness to the soft palate of the mouth again. And if you want to pop your tongue there, you can feel it for yourself. And then just lift from that place up and back towards the back of the mat. So the crown of the head is extending. Take another few breaths. The Radiance Sutras say there is a current of love energy that flows between earth below and sun above. This central channel of your spine is the riverbed. And the streaming is as delicate and as powerful as the tingling touch of lovers. Entering here, radiance arches between above and below. The whole attention resting in this vibrant spaciousness in the center of the spinal column, tracing this current between earth and sun. Good. So keeping your awareness on this central channel, on this column, just hug the knees in towards the chest, cross the ankles, and slowly begin to rock and roll through the back. So you're massaging a little bit more through that central column, and you can be as vigorous as you like until you come all the way up and over and straight into child's pose. And I want you to, in this child's pose today, bring the legs together. So inner thighs are touching, big toes are touching, and then fold yourself forward, bring the forehead down. And allow the arms to come down the side body. So traditional child's pose here, classic variation. Just notice this forward movement of the spine here in child's pose. There's 5 major actions of the spine. Flexion, this forward movement of the spine that we see in traditional child's pose, often quite kind of vilified in yoga. We do so much heart opening. So just allow the breath to travel down that central column as you fold forward. Take an inhale. Take an exhale. And then inhale, bring yourself up onto all fours. Allow the knees to come right under the hip points. So separate the knees a fraction here. And then starting with the base of the spine, I want you to tilt the pelvis forward and extend and lift yourself through into cow pose on your inhale. And as you do, think of that channel extending through the soft palate of the mouth so that the soft palate lifts as well. And then exhale, push the floor away, come into cat pose, moving again into flexion, and then extension, soften the belly, come back to cow pose, lifting through the soft palate. So thinking of that spine extending all the way through the center of the skull, and up to the crown of the head. And just continue like this for a couple more breaths. Inhale, come back to a flat back, and then on your next exhale, shift up to downward facing dog. Tuck the toes. Good. Have a micro bend through your knees here in downward dog, and then from there, think again about that spinal column. Lengthen back from the tailbone and forward through the soft palate. So the soft palate of the mouth is drawing towards the top of your mat there. Take an inhale. And then on your next inhale, you're going to jump yourself through to a seat and come back onto the ground and extend the legs in front of you. Dandasana, staff pose. If you need to just draw the flesh back from underneath the seat, you can do that. Bring the hands down either sides of the hips. Push the floor away through the hands. And then try and lift up through the spine from the soft palate. So if you want to take your tongue there, again, just to bring your awareness there, then do that. And then lift from that space up. Notice how that changes the axial extension through your spine. Good, take another breath. Inhale. Exhale. Good. On your next in-breath, you're going to take the legs wide into Upavishta Konasana. And again, if you need to just kind of remove any flesh to help your pelvis tilt forward a little bit, then do that. Take the hands behind you. Push the fingers down into the mat. Draw the shoulder blades back. And again, find that drawing down through the fingers to help you lift. Bring your awareness to the floating ribs. And if you were with me last week on the hip section of this 4-week course, we were talking about the floating ribs. Draw them in. It's the same as we were doing last week. And then lift from the soft palate again up. Good. Inhale. Take your left hand up to the sky and then twist yourself towards your right leg and bring the hand down onto shin or calf or maybe ankle, up to you. And then lengthen through the spine. So again, find that axial extension and then see if you can exhale yourself over towards your right side. And I want you to lengthen the left side of the body even more on your in-breath and then twist yourself towards the side of the room, side of your mat on your out-breath. Good, take another inhale. And another exhale. Coming all the way back up. Inhale, we'll switch sides. So the right arm extends, inhale. And then take yourself over to twist, exhale. Then lengthen through the spine, inhale. And exhale, twist yourself towards your left side. Using the sides of the body here, so right side body is going to extend as much as you can, and then twist again. Exhale. One more breath. Good, coming all the way up. We're going to take that twice more on each side. So left arm lifts, inhale, exhale, twist. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist and fold. Inhale, come all the way back up. Switching sides. Right arm extends. Inhale. Twisting. Exhale, fold. Extend through the spine. Inhale. Lift from the soft palate. Think of that place. Exhale. Twisting there. Good. Coming back to center. Inhale. Final time. Left arm high. Good. Twisting over. Exhale, fold. Extend through the spine. Inhale. Exhale, twist. Final time. Coming all the way back up. Right arm extends. Inhale. Twisting. Exhale. Folding yourself all the way over. Inhale, extend the spine. Lift from the soft palate. Exhale, fold. Good. And then inhale, come all the way up and bring the feet together into Baddha Konasana. And I want you to make quite a long diamond shape today for this one. Good. Inhale, extend through the spine. Exhale, fold. Just take a breath or two there. And then you're going to rock yourself over onto your left hip, and you're going to take your right leg behind you into Virasana. So half hero's pose. So that right heel is just outside of your right sit bone. And then you're going to bring the left foot in to meet the knee, the right knee. Good. You're going to inhale. You're going to reach the right arm up, and you're going to twist yourself over towards your left side. And just stay on the pads of the fingers here for a moment. Take a breath. Inhale, and then bring the hands so that they're flat on the floor. Exhale there. Good. And then I want you to bend actively into your left elbow and walk your right fingers as far away from you as you possibly can. So you're twisting and folding, and you're walking your right fingers away, away, away. And you're lengthening down the whole right side body here. And you're finding that extension through the side body. Take another breath. Good. Walk the hands all the way back. Keep the hands flat on the floor by the hips. And this time we're going to push the floor away through the hands and lift the chest into upward facing dog. So you're drawing the backs of the shoulders towards each other. Collarbones are broad. So you feel that opening through the front of the chest. And then take your awareness to the soft palate of the mouth again and lift up there. Good. Inhale. Come back to center, unravel. Take a brief Baddha Konasana. Find a point of balance. Yay. And then rock yourself to the other side. So right side. Turn the left foot back for Virasana on the other side. Heel outside of sit bone. Foot comes to knee, front foot. Inhale, left arm extends. Exhale, twist to the side. Just come on the pads of the fingers to start with. Take a breath here. Inhale, and then bring the hands down, flat on the floor. Exhale there. This side, soften your right elbow, so you can bend quite actively into that right elbow, and then walk the hand away. Away, 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 away. Push down through the pads of the fingers. And again, feel the whole left side of the body here, that whole left side of your spine, extend, extend, extend. Take the awareness to the soft palate of the mouth, reach it forward to the side of your mat. And then walk the hands back on an exhale. And again, bring the hands flat on the ground. So you're pushing down again into the mat. Push down, and then upward facing dog in the upper body. So actively retract your shoulders. Draw the shoulder blades of scapula together. Broaden through your collarbones, and then lift up from your soft palate. And take one more breath. Good. Inhale, come back to center. A brief Baddha Konasana, folding forward as you exhale. And then coming all the way up, inhale, cross the ankles and shift yourself back to a downward facing dog. And take a breath there. Coming high up onto the balls of the toes, we're going to stay in tiger dog and we're going to hold. Now I want you to micro bend through your knees, push the floor away, and see how long you can make your spine. So really take your awareness to that huge piece of apparatus that we're working with and extend. Think of the soft palate like an extension of the spine. And send it forward towards the top of the mat. Good. Inhale, exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, roll yourself all the way through to a plank position. And then exhale, soften the knees and push back, downward facing. We're going to do that 2 more times. So coming to tiger dog, come high on the balls of the toes, just a micro bend through the knee. See if you can hold for 2 or 3 breaths. Lifting forward to the top of the mat through the soft palate. Good, inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, coming through to plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. One more time. So we're coming up on the balls of the toes for tiger dog. Soften the knees a little bit so you can find that length through your lumbar spine. Push the floor away. Push away, push away. Good. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, plank pose. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, plank pose, and then this time you're going to roll yourself all the way down onto your belly. You can bring the knees down if you need to, or you can lower through chaturanga, and then bring the forearms forward so you're coming into Sphinx. And if this is super strong on your lower back, that arch between your sacrum and your lumbar spine, then you can always walk the forearms a little bit further forward. And we're going to hold here, and as you breathe, I want you to tone the belly muscles. So I want you to hollow out the belly and engage it subtly and draw it back towards the spine. And then push down through the pads of the fingers and draw the chest and the heart through. So again, it's that kind of upward facing dog concept that we were working with just now on the seated twist. Keep breathing, keep that subtle engagement through your belly to support the lower part of your spine. And then exhale, just roll yourself all the way back down. Good, hands either sides of your chest, tuck your toes. On an exhale, either come back through all fours to down dog, or you can push up through plank, your choice. Breathing in, gazing between your hands, stepping or jumping yourself forward to the top of the mat. Good. Walk the pads of the fingers forward and extend into Ardha Uttanasana. Keep thinking about the tailbone, so that bottom part of your spine, and send it back to the back of your mat. And then with your lower ribs, lift forward so that the spine, you're really encouraging this axial extension, which is the kind of fifth major action of the spine that we have. So you're finding as much space as possible between the vertebrae of your spine. Take one more breath here. Inhale. And then exhale, fold. Good, come all the way to standing. Inhale. Exhale, hands in prayer. We take one round of Surya A, just to begin to flow a little here. Reach the arms. Think of that extension through the spine. Lift up through the soft palate. And then exhale, hinge and fold. Lift and lengthen halfway, breathing in. And you can step or jump yourself back to plank. Your choice of transition, knees down, or you can lower through a chaturanga. Coming into upward facing dog if you're warm enough, or downward facing dog. Or sorry, cobra pose, and then downward facing dog, exhale. Good, breathing in, you're going to scissor the right leg up to the sky, and then step the right foot through between the hand and bring the left knee down onto the ground. Coming up into a low lunge, I want you to take your hands right to the lower ribs, your lowest rib that you can find. And actually it's funny because often in my body I always think my ribs are so much higher than they are, but they actually come down quite low. So just have a little feel. Find that lower rib and just hook the fingers around the side body where your lower rib is. And then I want you to just draw the skin upwards. So you're encouraging this lift upwards through the side body. Inhale. And then keep that and extend the arms. Lovely. Take your right hand to your hip. Take your left tricep and just cross it over towards the right side of the mat to twist. Take a breath here. And again, bring your awareness to the spine and try and find some length. So you're encouraging the spine to rotate and lengthen here. Soft palate of the mouth moves forward towards the top of your mat. Good, tuck your back toe. The option is to lift the back leg. Take a breath there. Right hand is still on the hip here. I want you to encourage drawing the right hip back. So avoid putting the hands into prayer. Good. Inhale, come all the way back, step to plank. Lowering down, knees rolling onto the belly for Sphinx pose again. So bring yourself back. And again, subtle engagement through the belly, so the belly hollows back in towards the spine, and then draw the heart through between the shoulders. Draw the pads of the fingers back. And then keep all of that and lift the soft palate of the mouth upwards towards the ceiling. Good. Exhale back to the floor. Your choice, either through plank or all fours or child's pose. Back to down dog. Take a breath in downward facing dog, and then we'll shift over onto the left side. So the left foot's going to step forward between the hands, bring the back knee down. Bring yourself all the way up. And again, just take the hands around that lower rib and lift the lower rib up. So lift the skin around the lower rib up. Keep that. Then take the arms up. Inhale. Left hand to left hip. Wrap the right tricep across left thigh. And again, just allow the spine to rotate on the first few breaths. So just be kind with your spinal rotation. No forcing here. Use the exhale to help you get into the twist. And then option to tuck the back toe and lift the back leg off the ground. And just notice also if you're kind of hanging on that front thigh. So you might need to hollow the belly up and back towards the spine. Good. Take another breath. Lovely. Inhale to plank. Exhale, lower all the way to the mat again. So prone on your belly. Take your hands and place your thumbs into the top of the back of your bum cheek. And then I want you to draw the skin of the bum cheek down and back towards the back of your mat. So you're encouraging this length through the lower part of your spine. And then inhale, engage your belly, and you can lift into locust pose. So head and chest lifts, legs lift. But you're still encouraging that length back with your thumbs. So you're drawing the skin downwards, backwards. Take another breath. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Release. Come back through to down dog. Exhale. Taking a breath. And then gazing between the hands, your choice, stepping or jumping yourself forward to the top of the mat. Inhale. Exhale, fold all the way Uttanasana and bend the knees as deeply as you can so that the belly comes right down onto the thighs here. You can grab your elbows or you can have the hands on the backs of the calves, your choice. And I want you to envisage that spinal column just falling like a waterfall towards the floor. Release the back of the neck. Good. Inhale here and then slowly, slowly just begin to straighten the legs, but keep a micro bend through the knee. Take another breath. Good. Release the hands coming up to Utkatasana. So sit the weight back into your heels. And notice for yourself this whole lumbar part of the spine. Notice if it's kind of falling too far forward and see if you can just subtly lengthen the tailbone towards the ground to support you there. And then take the arms and bring them further up by the ears, lift through the soft palate. Keep the legs and the pelvis exactly where they are. Inhale, bring the hands into prayer, and then cross yourself over to your right side. So left elbow comes over, right thigh twisting. Notice if that left knee has snuck forward, lift the left sit bone, draw it back. And then again, take your awareness to the spine and find some length. So you're actively lengthening from the tail to the crown, through that soft palate of the mouth, that central part of your skull. Good. Inhale, fold forward. Exhale there. Shifting to the second side, come up for Utkatasana first, the regular variation. And just find that little play with the pelvis. So notice if you're kind of hanging yourself forward, lengthen the tailbone down so the belly engages. And then lift the arms up further by the ears. Keep breathing. Good. Inhale, take this right arm outside of left knee this time. Hands in prayer. So revolved Utkatasana. And again, as you pause and hold here, breathe and use the breath to help you find this extension. Lift the soft palate of the mouth forward towards the top of the mat, send the tailbone backwards. Inhale. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Good, come to standing, breathing in. Breathing out, bring the hands behind you. Take the fingers again and wrap them around the top of the pelvis. So your thumbs are just kind of hooking the back of the pelvis. And I want you to encourage the skin of the pelvis down. So you're kind of drawing the flesh down. So you're avoiding tucking the tailbone, one of my pet hates. This is going to bring loads of stress into your lumbar spine. You're going to be constricting there. So instead, you want to use the thumbs to draw down. So skin of flesh down rather than tucking. Tailbone down. Good. And then lift your lower ribs up. So find that, envisage that lower rib again, like we had our hands there just now. Lift that lower rib up and then come over into a back bend. So opening through the chest and the heart. Take another breath. Lovely. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, bow. Inhale, lifting halfway. Exhale, stepping the right leg back and coming down, back knee on the floor. Lifting up here, you're going to come with the arms over the head and you're going to hook your thumbs. And then you're going to lift the lower rib up again. Lift the fingers up. Take a breath. And then exhale, plant the hands and step back. Down dog. You can pause here or you can come through a vinyasa, rolling through to plank and lowering. Lifting yourself into the back bend. Meeting in downward facing dog. Scissor the right leg up to the sky, breathe in, and then step the right foot through. This time keep the back leg lifted off the ground. You're going to come into high lunge. Again, hooking the thumbs, so keeping that lift, lower rib lifts. Have a nice bend in that back knee to support you so you can bring the front knee on top of the front ankle. Good, take another breath. Inhale. And then exhale, plant the hands and step forward, bowing into the legs. Exhale. Coming back to standing, breathing in. Bringing the hands down, again, around the back rim of your pelvis, draw the flesh down. Lift the lower rib up, and then come into a back bend. And it doesn't have to be a big one, but I want you to keep encouraging that length through the spine as you back bend. Take another breath. Good. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Left leg steps back, knee to the ground. Arms sweep forward and hook your thumbs. Take a couple of breaths. Reach through the fingers, lift the lower rib up. Good. Inhale, plant the hands. Step back, plank pose or down dog. Straight through a vinyasa, or you can rest in downward facing dog. Left leg scissors, inhale. Step the foot between the hands, coming back through to crescent. And again, set yourself up so you've got the front knee on top of the front ankle, which if that means helping with a bend in the back knee, that's fine. Hook your thumbs. Lift your lower rib up. Lift the soft palate of the mouth up. Inhale. Good. Exhale. Plant the hands. This time I want you to step straight back. Downward facing dog. You're going to inhale the right leg high, scissor dog. You're going to step the foot through and come into warrior two. And then for your warrior two today, I want you to turn the whole body to the side of the mat. So rather than being on 45 degrees with the gaze forward, I want you to turn to face the left side of your mat. And then again, take your awareness to the lower rib cage and lift it up. Take your awareness to the soft palate of your mouth and lift it up. Good. Inhale, push through the back foot, push through the front foot, and begin to straighten that front leg, coming up and over into triangle. Exhale there. Scoop the right sit bone underneath you and send the tailbone back towards your back heel. So you're finding a little bit more length through the lumbar spine. And remember, your lumbar spine hasn't got very much rotation available to it. So you won't be able to make a big move here. And then think about the soft palate and again, send it forward to the top of the mat. Good, keep that. And then lift the top arm and take it all the way over the ear. Keep rotating through the spine so you're finding a bit of a lift through the heart. Reach your ring finger of your left hand forward. Keep that. And then maybe, if it's available to you, you can bring the right hand down to the floor as well. You're taking yourself a little bit deeper, or maybe you can use your brick. Good, nice everyone. Inhale, come all the way back up. And then exhale, down dog. Step yourself back. Switching yourself to the other side. The left leg's going to scissor. Left foot's going to step through for warrior two. And I'm going to switch myself on my mat so I can face you, face the camera, but you stay where you are. Good. So again, just make that adjustment so you turn the whole body towards the side of the mat. Chest, pelvis as much as possible. Face, gaze. Good. Think about that lower rib, lift it up. Think about the soft palate of the mouth, lift it up. Breathe. Push through the back foot, push through the front foot, and then fold yourself over for triangle. Take your awareness to your tailbone, lengthen it toward your back heel. Take your awareness back to the soft palate of the mouth, lengthen it forward to the crown and the front of your mat. Good. Keep that, and then maybe take the top arm over the ear. Rotate so that the heart is lifting towards the sky, so this top arm isn't falling in, so the shoulder isn't falling in. This might be as far as you want to go. You might find you can take the hand to the floor. Might not be available to you. Take a couple of breaths. Keep the tailbone lengthening backwards. And then come all the way through to down dog. Step yourself back. Your choice. You can pause here in downward facing dog. You could take child's pose, or you can take a vinyasa if you want to. We'll all meet in down dog in 3 or 4 breaths time. And as you get back to down dog, just help yourself again. Create that space through the central channel. So micro bend through your knees. Tailbone and bottom cheeks lift up and back. Crown of the head forward. Soft palate forward. Good. Inhale. Right leg's going to scissor to the sky. Again, step it through. Warrior two. Coming all the way to the side. And again, facing the side. So 90-degree angle as much as possible. And then I want you to stay there and just bring the arms up overhead so you can interlace the fingers. So it's almost like warrior one in your upper body. And again, lift the sides of the ribs up. So find that lower rib, draw it up, point the finger to the sky. And then you're going to keep that and you're going to begin to turn yourself towards about 45 degrees. So it's beginning to look a little bit like warrior one. It's like warrior 1.5. So you're going to keep that, warrior 1.5, and then you're going to open your arms back to the side. And again, I want you to think about the soft palate and lift up here. Good, keep that. Lift the arms all the way back up. And then turn yourself towards the top of the mat for warrior one. Front ribs in, take a breath. Good, plant the hands down. You might need to step the back foot forward a foot or so for pyramid pose. Extending through the spine, breathing in. And then exhale, folding yourself over. And with each in-breath, as we hold here in pyramid, find that spinal extension. So tailbone draws back, soft palate reaches forward. And then exhale there. Take one more breath. Good, your choice. Plant the hands either straight to down dog or child's pose or a vinyasa. And then again, second side. So the left leg's going to scissor. Inhale. Step it through for warrior two towards the right side of the mat. And again, turn yourself fully towards the right side. So 90 degrees. And then lift the arms overhead, interlace the fingers, point the index finger up. Just notice what's happened to your front knee as well. Notice if it's falling in and send it out to the left side of your mat. Good, lift your lower rib up here. Inhale, and then begin to rotate yourself into your warrior 1.5. So you're turning the upper body and halfway to the top of the mat. Keep that. Inhale, take the arms wide. Breathe. Lift the lower rib up, lift the soft palate up. Take the arms back overhead, and then turn yourself fully towards the top of the mat into warrior one. Remember, you can always take the gait of the feet wider here. So if you need to walk that front foot out a little bit, then you can do. Good, inhale. Exhale, fold forward, straighten the front foot, leg. Pick up the back leg, maybe move it forward a bit. Pyramid pose, exhale. 3 breaths. Your awareness is on that central channel of your spine. The Radiant Sutras call it the riverbed, that streaming, powerful arch between the earth and the sun. You take one more breath. Inhale, plant the hands, your choice, either straight to down dog, or you've got a vinyasa, or you've got child's pose. Good, meeting in downward facing dog. Jump yourself straight through to a seat. Extend the legs in front of you. Keep the left leg extended up, bend the right knee and draw it in towards the chest. Inhale, reach the arms up overhead, hook your thumbs, so like we did when we were in the lunges, the beginning of class. Reach up through the fingers, floating ribs draw in, and then lift the sides of the body, so that lower rib on the side of the body, lift it up. Find that, and then find the soft palate. Lift the soft palate up. Good, inhale here. Exhale, twist yourself towards your right side. Take a breath. And then maybe release the arms and just hug the knee into the chest. Inhale here. Good, exhale, unravel. We'll switch sides. So right leg extends, left knee hugs in. Sweep the arms overhead, hook the thumbs. Lift up through the fingers, lift up through your bottom rib. Lift up through your soft palate. Inhale. And then twist yourself over towards the left side. Breathe. Good. Take another breath. Keep lifting. Inhale. Release the arms. Hug the knee. Exhale. Good. Lovely, everyone. Inhale. Unravel. Cross your ankles. Downward facing dog. Exhale. Tiger dog. Right at the beginning of class, we did this. I want you to notice the difference in the spine now. So come high on the balls of the toes. Micro bend through your knees. Push the floor away. And hold. And bring your awareness to that central channel and notice if it feels any different to how it felt when we were doing these tiger dogs right at the beginning of the session. Good, one more breath. Inhale. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, jump yourself through to a seat. Bring yourself back down. Left leg stays extended. Right knee hugs in again. And this time I want you to interlace your hands and just draw that knee in. So you're encouraging that lift through the spine. You can really feel it. Giving yourself something to help with attraction. Keep that and then twist yourself towards your right side. So we're taking the same twist as we just took. Second time around, slightly different entry into the twist. Notice if that affects the muscles, those spinal extensors in a different way for you to help you with the twist. Good, come back to center. Switch sides. Right leg extends, left knee hugs in. Interlace your fingers. Draw the knee in towards you so you feel that lift through the spine. Keep that. Inhale. And then exhale, twist. You're just hugging the knee here because you want to have the knee really close to the chest. So bringing the elbow outside is probably going to be way too challenging and unkind on your shoulder joints. So again, as you breathe here, lift, extend that line of energy all the way up through the soft palate. Exhale there. Good. Inhale. Come all the way back. Unravel. Downward facing dog. Shift yourselves back. Come onto the toes. Tiger dog. Micro bend through your knee. Push the floor away. Hold. Inhale. Exhale. Downward dog. Inhale through to plank. Exhale to the floor. Inhale, baby cobra. Just helping with this extension of the spine. And then exhale, just crocodile pose. So bring the forehead to the hands and turn the toes in towards each other. We're going to rest here for a few breaths. The Radiant Sutras say there is a current of love energy that flows between earth below and sun above. The central channel of your spine is the riverbed. The streaming is a delicate and powerful tingling touch of lovers entering here. Radiance arches between above and below. The whole attention resting is the vibrant spaciousness in the central spinal column, tracing this current between earth and sun. Good. Slowly on an exhale, you're going to push yourself up through to a downward facing dog just for a breath. Final one, I promise. And then you're going to jump yourself through to a seat. And I want you to take a forward fold. And it's your choice. You can either come into Paschimottanasana, seated forward fold with the legs together, or Upavishta Konasana, which we worked with right at the beginning of class, or you could take Baddha Konasana with the soles of the feet together and the knees wide. So pick one of those three options for yourself, whichever one feels like it's gonna work best for your spine to finish your practice. We're going to be here for about 8 or 9 breaths. Again, with each inhalation, see if you can encourage that axial extension, that vertical elongation that happens effortlessly through the spine on the inhale. And then on the exhale, allow yourself to fold. Again, inhale, extend effortlessly, long. Soft palate draws forward. Exhale, fold. Five more breaths here, working at your own pace. Good. On your next inhale, draw the breath in, lift the spine back up, wherever you're at, whichever pose you chose. Bring the legs together, and then just slowly bring yourself down onto your back for Shavasana. Before you settle, just bend the knees, have the feet flat on the floor, and then push the floor away through the feet, lift the hips just an inch or so, and then tailbone, send it forward towards your heels, and then pop your bottom back on the mat. So you're just encouraging that length through the lumbar spine before you lengthen the legs out for Shavasana. And give yourself at least 45 degrees between the arms and the trunk of the body so that the rib cage can move effortlessly away from your spine as you breathe. And the next time that you inhale, draw the breath through from the soft palate of the mouth. Allow it to stimulate that place, and then send it down the front of your spine. And as it reaches the bottom of the spine, exhale and send the exhalation up the back of your spine and out through the mouth. And just do that another couple of times. So you're breathing the breath in, allow it to stimulate the soft palate of the mouth. So draw it towards the back of the mouth. And then down the front of the spine. And at the coccyx, at the tailbone, exhale and send it up the back of the spine. One more time like that. And then on your next in-breath, reach your arms all the way back behind you. You can hook your thumbs, like we did in the lunges, and just extend. Reach back through your fingers. And then bring your awareness to the front of the pelvis and reach forward and down through the legs and the feet. So you're actively drawing yourself in two different directions. And then hug the knees in towards your chest. And on an exhale, roll yourself off to one side. And come back and up to a seat to join me to close. Just one final time, be aware of that central channel, reaching between earth and sun. Take your fingers and wrap them around your lowest rib. Lift the skin up there. Encourage that extension. Lift the soft palate of the mouth up. And then reach the arms from that place and wide, coming all the way overhead. Join the palms. Bring the hands in front of the chest and allow the thumbs just to rest on your sternum bone, and your breastbone. And then keeping that lift through the lower rib and the soft palate, send the breastbone into the thumbs. With a gentle back bend. Good. Breathing in here, breathing out, bow the forehead towards the fingers. Namaste.